Philadelphia News, team of my heart.
You ever feel that gut punch when the Sixers come so close to greatness, yet you're left asking yourself, what if? What if this team finally pulled the trigger on a trade so massive, so daring, it could flip the balance of power in the NBA overnight? Well, brace yourself, because Sixers news is buzzing with the scenario that could leave you stunned. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing the one piece you thought was untouchable might not be wearing the Sixers jersey anymore. Painful? Absolutely. But here's the twist. That pain might be the very key to the championship run you've been craving. You know the feeling all too well, don't you? Watching season after season slip through your fingers, seeing Joel Embiid dominate when healthy, Tyrese Maxey ignite the crowd, but then that same familiar heartbreak creeping in. Injuries, chemistry issues, and yes, the trade rumors that feel more like torture than hope. You've been here before, and now you're here again. Only this time, the whispers aren't just whispers. This isn't one of those random Sixers news stories that vanish in a week. No, this one is real enough to make you question your loyalty to certain players you've grown attached to. It hits deep because the names involved aren't just placeholders. They're part of your connection to this team. And you're forced to ask yourself, would you sacrifice pieces you love to finally end decades of waiting for a parade down Broad Street? I know you've thought about it. You've yelled at the TVs, screamed at social media, and maybe even argued with your own friends about what it's gonna take. You crave a solution, not another season of excuses. And now the solution being floated might sting at first, but you can't ignore the possibility that it's the move that brings the Sixers exactly where you want them to be. You see, trades like this don't come around often. They shake the foundation of everything you thought you knew about your team. And in this case, it involves a finals champion with a contract so massive it screams both risk and reward. A deal that could turn your nights of frustration into nights of celebration. But here's where it gets interesting. The proposed move isn't just about bringing in a superstar. It's about shifting the entire identity of the Sixers. You've been begging for more toughness, more championship DNA, more of that ruthless edge that can push a team over the top. Well, the player at the center of this story has it all, and that's why this rumor has legs. Of course, it comes at a cost. You can't bring in greatness without giving something great away. And in this case, it means saying goodbye to one of your brightest young stars, a player you've been pinning your hopes on for the future, along with the veteran all-star who, when healthy, changes the entire complexion of a game. Those names carry weight. Those names mean something to you, which is why this whole thing feels like a tug of war between your heart and your head. Think about it. You've watched rookies blossom, you've seen veterans grind, and you've lived through the endless cycle of almosts. Now, with Nick Nurse steering the ship, the window isn't wide open forever. You know Embiid's prime won't last forever. You know Maxey is ready now, and deep down, you know waiting another 5 years for a rookie to grow up might waste the best years you've got left. That's the pain point, isn't it? You love the idea of watching young talent grow, but you hate the thought of wasting another season. The frustration eats at you every time you watch another franchise raise a banner while you're sitting there thinking, when is it finally our turn? And this rumor deal, as shocking as it sounds, might be the shortcut to your turn. Here's the promise. This move could end the excuses. It could put Embiid alongside a force so dominant, so battle-tested, that the Sixers would instantly become the team everyone fears. The kind of pairing that makes you believe again. The kind that silences the doubters who've been mocking this franchise for years. You've been told patience is the way. You've been told trust the process. But how much longer are you supposed to wait? This isn't about patience anymore. It's about action. And this trade, if it happens, will be the boldest action the Sixers have taken in years. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just listen. Pay attention to the clues, the details, the emotions this stirs in you. At what point will you recognize the finals champion at the center of this story? Drop it in the comments when you figure it out. And more importantly, ask yourself, are you ready to say goodbye to names you care about if it means holding that Larry O'Brien trophy? Because one way or another, this isn't just another trade rumor. This is the kind of Sixers news that could change everything. When you think about the Sixers' history, it's a story full of stars who shine bright but fell short of the ultimate goal. And now, here you are again, facing a scenario that could either write the happiest ending or another chapter of heartbreak. What would you choose if it came down to sacrificing familiar faces for a shot at immortality? You know how attached you get to players. Watching Jared McCain step onto the floor brought you hope, fresh energy, youthful confidence, the promise of a long future in Philly. And Paul George, even with his injury history, still represents that veteran poise, that skill set you can rely on when the moment demands it. The thought of losing both in one trade, it doesn't sit easily. But then again, when has greatness ever come without pain? Ask yourself this: how many times have you seen the Sixers come up short because they just didn't have enough firepower, enough leadership, enough durability? Every fan knows that sting. You've lived it. And here's the dilemma. You can either hold on to what feels safe and familiar, or you can take the kind of risk that makes dynasties. It's not just about winning games. It's about identity. What does it mean to be a Sixers fan? It means living through the doubt, fighting through the setbacks, and still showing up every night believing. This proposed trade forces you to put that belief to the test. Could you cheer as hard if the roster looks different tomorrow? Could you embrace a superstar that's carried his own franchise before and ask him to bring that fire to Philly? And here's where it stings the most. Draft picks. The future you've been clinging to, those distant years when you thought the payoff would finally come, they be gone. 2028, 2030, 2032, all shipped away. And you know what that means. No safety net, no second chances. It's win now or suffer later. Does that scare you or does it excite you? Be honest with yourself. Fans always split in moments like this. Some say hold on to the future, others scream for bold moves. What about you? If you believe in this bold future, can you really say no to a player who's proven he can carry a team to the finals? Or does the cost weigh too heavy on your heart? Tell me in the comments, do you agree with mortgaging the future for a title shot today, or do you think it's too risky? And here's another challenge for you. At what point in this discussion did you realize who the finals champion is? When did the puzzle click in your mind? Drop that moment in the comments. I want to see when the truth hit you. And if you've been listening closely, you know this isn't just another name tossed around for headlines. This is someone whose very presence changes the game. The solution to years of frustration might just be this trade. Picture it. Joel Embiid finally standing next to a superstar who brings championship pedigree, relentless drive, and a resume that screams winner. Suddenly, you don't just dream of the Eastern Conference Finals, you start imagining confetti on Broad Street. Because yes, the character we've been holding back is none other than Giannis Antetokounmpo, the $175 million finals champion who could walk into Philadelphia and instantly make the Sixers title favorites. The thought of him and Embiid wearing the same jersey? That's not just a rumor, that's a revolution. And that's why you can't afford to miss what comes next. If you're ready for every breaking Sixers news update, every trade scenario that could flip this franchise on its head, you need to subscribe right now and hit that notification bell. This isn't just to watch from the sidelines. This is the time to be part of the conversation. So let me ask you one final thing. If you believe in this bold future, type the word champion in the comments. That way I'll know you stuck with me all the way through and that you're ready for whatever comes next.